What's up, everybody? Today I'm going to post the first video to a new series where I post things in the SSO Reddit or on like Instagram or things like that and get your guys' opinions, and I just read them off while I train my horse. Today we have Buttermist, which you've seen before. I've changed her coat color recently, and I'm going to give you my opinions on those things. You'll see a few things I've changed. I now have um, myself. I have a little character of me in the corner. Um, and if you hear a kid in the background, that's because my kid is eating lunch. Okay, so I'm also going to put a little thing on here that shows the post I made and everyone's responses as I read them off. So you'll find that on the screen. Let's go ahead and get started on the training. So I posted, if you could change anything on SSO, what would it be and why? So I'm going to go ahead and read through these. So Sapphire Prism said, I would like to be able to see my full stable of horses in a list, just like when I inspect other players instead of having to go up all the way to my home stable. So they're asking to be able to see all of their horses in an IU type setting that they can pull it up, like when they click on another player or on yourself and you can see your own stats. They want something like that, but that shows all of their horses. Oh, Buttermist is not very happy. So, you know, I agree and I also disagree. I like having to go to the stables and check on the horses, but I can see how for some people you want the ease of it. So I definitely would agree that it should be an option for other people. I personally would not utilize that option because I like the idea of going to my stable and having to check on everyone and see everyone and reorganize everything. Yeah. 2503 said, I would love to be able to actually see the horses in my pasture, kind of like in the app, and add food and water to a trough for them. This one I agree with. I've been saying it in a couple groups. I wish that we had a farm or like a house that we could go to. We could decorate the house, get furniture, and most importantly, that we would have a barn in the back with a field, and you could rotate your horses and turn them out. And there was more to do with the horses. You interacted with them more, you could do more things, you could lunge them, train them, those sorts of ways. Very similar to the app, but I feel like the computer would be able to have a little bit better graphics. I know like the Finn horse, for example, in the app does not look so great, but you transfer the horse to the computer game and it looks really good. I would definitely agree that we should have some sort of a field with a fence that we can turn out and rotate all of our horses, and that there was more involved with taking care of them. I'm gonna get off this and take care of Buttercup while I read this next one. So, Rutan says, oh boy, would I have a laundry list for them in terms of what to change. I feel like a lot of the stuff and issues are beyond fixing due to limitations with the old game engine, but there's quite a few things that they actually could improve. Starting with the character model updates. Fair enough, they've confirmed that it is in the works, so at least there's that. Besides the obvious new animations and models that they need, I do hope that they have new hairs and get updates, that a lot of the old hairstyles get updates as well as the makeup. Some of the options look straight out of Bratz dolls. I don't think it's too unreasonable to hope for something that was my first time trying my mom's makeup palette. I agree, especially with like the new horses, the new Arabian that came out. Our characters do not fit those horses, and they need a big update. And I'm hoping that with that update, that they'll fix a few other things like the um, hair and makeup so it also fits as well. I would assume that they would fix those things, but you never know. Um, Another change would be some updated settings, like the ability to add some key bindings, a UI edit, so like our name and like this XP bar and stuff, like that gets updated to be a little bit more not as overly simplified. Um, I can't really read the XP to next level here unless I look hard enough, and I wish that we could make these a little bit bigger because I can't see the map very well. And yeah, he says, these are two of my biggest gripes. Besides that, some other changes would be nice, but some other people have suggested them here as well. A bit of a personal wish and less of an actual need would be a writable description or biography for our horses. And I mean, I agree. It would be nice to be able to write a little description of our horses and what they're like. Better yet, if the horses could have different like personalities and they expressed that in their animations. But that might be going a little too might be giving a little too much hopes to SSO that they'd be willing to add that much to the game. But it would be nice to be able to add at least a description to our horses so that way we have, something that makes us feel like our horses are different from everyone else's. Chili Dragon says that they want the ability to type in coordinates in the map and a marker will appear. So currently all we have is, you open the map and you can just like click and it shows a little marker. The idea of just putting in coordinates is pretty nice. I mean, I like the idea of it. I'm not against the idea. I'm not 100% for it because I don't really use coordinates as of right now to find things. But I definitely don't disagree with using them, that's for sure. And we have Sarah SSO. She says, weather. It's clear skies unless you're doing a certain quest. Ooh, I cannot read and write at the same time. I like the models of the characters. I think SSO needs to put work into seating while cantering. I just completely missed that one while reading. So I disagree. The characters need a lot of work. They do not fit, especially with the newer horses. I think they need a huge update on their design, and I definitely agree that they need work on their animation as well. Weather, I also agree with. I think it would be really nice if SSO added weather change. I mean, they add time change that matches, if it's dark here in IRL, then it's going to be dark in the game most likely, because of the server I'm on. Of course, if I'm on a server from the other side of the country, of the world, then it might be a bit different. But I do think that it would be really nice to have weather. You Don't Know Me says, just more in-depth to the quests and more realistic gameplay. If you're playing for a couple years, it gets boring really fast. A lot of the quests that I'm on now, because you can tell I'm not the highest level on this account, they're interesting. I read the quests that I'm on, and like the main quest line that's going on is very weird to me, like some of the things that go on. So I do think that it would be nice to have some different quests going on, something just a bit more realistic. As far as the more realistic gameplay. I'm not quite sure what more, like, how realistic they're looking for, so I don't know whether to agree or disagree. I do think some things need worked on. I am so tired of, like, magic horses. I don't mind having them, but, like, for example, in September, we're getting a free horse for SSO's birthday, and we got to vote on that, which I have a video, I'll link it down below, of me doing the quiz. And most of the options are like not realistic colors and magical type things, or like rainbow, and that's just not my taste personally, but I know some people like it, so I don't really want the game to be more realistic per se. I do want some not so rainbow colored horses though. Chunkin Guinea Pig says the ability to jump and climb as a person. Um, I definitely think we should be able to jump. It's really annoying when I like go to run somewhere and I automatically try to jump and it does not work. So just for the ease of I don't want to get frustrated anymore, yeah, I think you should be able to jump as a person. What person does not know how to jump? Tra Beju says, um, continuing the storyline they started and then never. Sorry, it's spelled weird. Continuing the storylines that they started. Like the quests that kind of stopped in the middle. For example, the main quest. And I agree. If they're going to start a storyline, they should see it through. And it sucks that you have to sit and wait forever, literally forever, to get an update on that. Thankfully, this new update that we got this week, where they updated Fripp and his design, also came with a new quest, which is part of the main storyline. So we at least got that, but I know that it took a while to get there, and it should not have taken that long. Um, they definitely should have, you know, I don't think that they should have the storyline updated every week, but every couple of weeks. That way the players who don't play every day can have time to go through it. But there's no reason that you have to wait months and months or years for an update to the storyline. That's ridiculous. So, Miss, give me your cats. I'm not going to finish that. It's not a very appropriate name. It says, being able to name your horse one word instead of two was a huge thing for me. So I'm really happy with that. I'd really like to see more diverse saddles, like an endurance or medieval saddle would be amazing. Also, more tack items like breast collars would be fantastic too. On to bigger things, an updated racing system feels necessary to me. Once you get a race done, it takes no skill. It can basically be done with muscle memory. Something like Alicia Online would have me coming back way more often than the updated characters. Please, God, make that happen this year. So, kind of a lot's going on. We've already talked about updated characters. 100% agree. We need to get that taken care of. Um, But one of the things that this person talks about is naming horses. In the update last week with the Arabians, we were able to change. They changed it so you could name your horse just one name. Like instead of having two words for a name, like this horse is Buttermist, I could do just Butter if I wanted to. Which is amazing. That's something that they haven't done before in this game, and it's a huge update, and it changes a lot for naming horses, and it's very nice. For example, one of the channels we like to watch, which is Star Stable Online United, SSOU, had a horse an Arabian that they named Corn, which they recently had to sell in their video that they posted, um, which is amazing that we get to name, not amazing that she sold her horse, but it's amazing that we get to name our horses just one word instead of having two words. And then we have the diverse saddles. Um, right now we just have like pretty standard, like you have the Western saddle and you have the English saddle, but they don't really have any uh, like variations of those. So I think it would be nice if they added at least a couple different variations of those saddles so that they weren't just different colors or slightly different styles. For example, this is an English saddle and like the leg parts of them are green, but that's all they are. Like it's just different colors and different stats, but we want like a different style. That would be pretty cool. I'm not looking for like a lot, just a couple different. And then we have Star Wars Tuva, who says, I think that the JS threshold should be removed. I would also like it if everything, including the horses and pets, could be bought with the Jorvik shillings instead of with star coins. Um, on one side, I agree, but I don't have the star coins for it, and I don't have, you know, the $40-$60 that it costs to get star coins so that I could get the horse, especially in a pandemic. So it'd be really nice if they had at least like a monthly sale or something where you could buy horses with Jorvik shillings instead of just star coins. But I understand why they only let you buy them with star coins because then everyone would have horses. But in terms of, you have to think, the game was designed for kids, and parents aren't going to sit there and just be so willing to fork out $60 so that their kid can have a horse in a game, especially if they already have, 20 horses, 15 horses, or even like I only have two horses. I have Buttermist, and then I have an older generation Irish Cob. Alright guys, well that is all of the comments that I got on that Reddit post. So that will be the end of this video. But don't worry, I will have more to come. I plan on getting some footage of some horse riding from my IRL riding lesson, and I'll be posting some of that content as long as it's not too embarrassing. And yeah, I will see you next time. Don't forget to like and subscribe to this channel. Comment down below what you would like to see next. Down in the description, I'm going to have a couple of special links for you guys to join our club's Discord and a link to our Instagram. And I hope you guys have a good day, and I look forward to seeing you guys again soon. Bye, guys!